how did you guys feel about the cliffhanger? Did it work?
I thought they had the perfect ending, and then more movie happened. So the perfect ending is when he's putting the child to bed, and there's police sirens and there's police cars coming towards him, and then they pass him, and he has like this silent panic attack of what if they're coming for me? And every time he sees a police car from now on, he will have that thought. He will never have closure. That's the perfect ending. That's where you end the movie. I think so. Because
I see it.
Because like it ends the story, right? He chooses his family over justice, right? Because they voted to convict while he was in the hospital looking after Allison, right? And so he made that choice, and as a result, injustice was done, but he got his family, he got his wish, and now he's with his family and he's moving forward, but he cannot have closure, right? At any moment, the police could come and arrest him. Okay. And I think that is kind of the ambiguity on which that movie needs to end. And the actual ending of Allison showing up at the house with the implication that she's changed her mind about not seeking a different conviction, I don't think is that compelling. Like especially since if she did that, she wouldn't show up with them. They would she would just file the paperwork and the police would come, right? Yes. Like she would just charge them. So her showing up at that house doesn't really work on that level, but I'm not sure why else she would there, other than to say, I know you did it, I'm not going to prosecute you because I see your point of view. I think that's a weaker ending.
I actually have two things to say to that. The first thing is, when I first saw the ending, I actually liked the ending. I enjoyed it because it was pretty much telling me that the truth will always come out. And that was the sad truth to the truth. It's always going to come out. However, now that you said what you just said, that would have actually been even more exciting, because it's like, like that constant, you're pretty much living in mental prison, because each time police comes, you don't know if your time is then, if that makes sense, if your time is, you know what I'm saying? So also, the prosecutor, Allison, is that her name?
Faith. Allison's the wife.
Faith, her presence would have always been there, would have always been looming. So it's like, you don't know, I'm sure there would have been a time where I'm sure, like I said, the truth always reveals itself. It's always like that in history, right? Even like freaking now, like the rapper Tupac, his killer has been revealed just a year ago, 2 years ago, and that murder happened, I don't know how many years ago, 30 years. So it's always gonna be there. So I think at the back of the audience's mind, that okay, each time, you just don't know when the truth is gonna come out, but you know that the truth is gonna come out. And with obviously Faith's presence, knowing that Faith's presence there, and she knows that he killed him, it just would have added to that. So I think that would have been a great ending, that now that you say that. But personally, I don't have an issue with the way that it ended, because that, like I said, that's the sad truth to the truth. It will always be revealed.
So how do you interpret it? Do you think she came to tell him that, she came to tell him something, right? What do you think it was?
The eyes told me that she's taking him in. I do agree. She should have probably put the police. That is like an inconsistency. Is that okay? Well, if you were bringing him in, then you probably should have just, But at the same time, I think the reason why, I think she had kind of she sympathized with him, because obviously she already met his wife, Allison. So it's I don't think she wanted to do that in front of the wife and the kids. Like the eyes were telling me, listen, it's time to go down to the station. It's time for you to actually tell the truth and confess. That's what that was telling me.